So for today, we're gonna start a new project. This project, it will be poster or movies, whatever you wanna name it. It's actually more like a poster because it show me the image here or the title of the movie, that's it. So what will be the functionality of the project? When my page is loaded, I will see a different image, or I will see actually all the image or all the poster as you can see. So I will have the poster and I will have the title of the movie as you can see. Now, the second functionality, I will have an input and I can inspect it if I want to here, and input type, it will be text. And here I have a placeholder which will be search a movie. Now notice what's happening here when I type like GO or GO, if there are 2 characters, nothing happened. But if it's more than 3 characters, then it will start, if it's more than 2 characters, then it will start filtering. But it doesn't matter again. So if I say Joker like that, it will only keep my movie. And if I remove everything from the input, it will re-add all my posters as you can see like that. So how can we build this project? I'm gonna build it for you, with you, and then after that, I will give you time to build it. You have only 2 days to finish this project, so it will be today and tomorrow. Wednesday is holiday, but you need to work on your exercises, on your repos. Still, we have a lot of exercises. And Thursday and Friday, you have a new project for you. So try to finish it. If I go to my repo here and I go to asset, as you can see, which I have nothing, I need to copy all these images. Planning, I have nothing. Yeah, that's what's important for me. I just go to component, nothing, event, nothing, handler, I have nothing, util function, nothing. I just have my init file. And now here I need to create my DOM and my data file. Of course, that's my styles. I need to create my style. .css. I have my variable here, my ESLint here. So you don't have to worry about those. It's just the same thing as always. Prettier, and in the index.html, what I need to do, I need to clean this part here. So let's clean this part. And I'm just linking my JavaScript, as you can see. And the name here, actually, it will be, let's name it movies, which will be much better than image gallery. Am I doing here? I'm adding font awesome icon, as you can see. So font awesome icon, it just allow you to show some icon. If I go back to the project, as you can see here, I have an icon which is search like that. This is one coming from font awesome. Okay. So it's just a link. You need to add it at the top of your HTML, as you can see. I can send it to you. It's not a problem. Style.css, and the title is movie. Okay, let's go to my movie and let's see what is the structure here. So first, as you can see, I have a div container. So I have a div container, and in this div container, div with class container, I have 2 divs, div with class search box and another div with class images or poster, whatever you want to know. So I just need to create the same structure here, div with class container. So let me create a div with class container. And then I have a div with class image box. And it was image box, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No, actually it's search box. So div with class search box. And the second one here, div with class images. So I will keep the same classes because I'm not planning to do the CSS. Div with class images. Okay, what else do I have? Of course, for the images, all of those need to be generated dynamically. And for the search box, as you can see, what is the search box? Can anyone tell me? Will it be generated dynamically or statically? Why? Why is the search box here? It need to be generated statically, not dynamically. Because yes, because it's not gonna change on the website here. It's I mean, it always will be there. So it's a better idea, just create it statically. And now here I'm using font awesome. I'm not sure if you used font awesome before or not. So font awesome here is first, it's just a link, as you can see. You need to add this link here. And here's the version is 5. We currently have version 6 as well. But simply you need to add this link, and after that you can go to Font Awesome here. So if you type in your browser Font Awesome, and let's see 5 icons. If you click on that, and here find the icon for Font Awesome. Now you have a lot of icon, of course, and all you have to do, you can just search for any icon you want to, as you can see. So it provides you with a lot of icons. Now here, if I just type search, and as you can see, the search is giving me a lot of, as you can see, search icon here. So, but how can I use it? Well, to use it, I need to just select any. That's Pro. I cannot use it. Pro, I need to pay for it, so I'm not gonna use Pro. I can go to, I don't know. Actually, I can go to this one. If I click on this one, it will give me this one, which is I class FAS. FA search. So I need to use the same element here, which is I need to put it inside my HTML. I need to use the same element. And here's the classes, I cannot change them because these classes belong to Font Awesome. The element I, that's mean it's a Font Awesome icon, okay? And that's what actually I'm doing. If I go to my website here, so I'm just typing I class BX search, and then inside the I, what I am actually, that's just the icon here, and I'm just keeping this way, and after that I have an input. So this one here, this Font Awesome icon, it's this guy, and after that I have an input. It has an ID input, it has a type text, and it has a placeholder search movie. So what I can do, I can just keep it exactly as it is. So yeah, what are box search? So what I can do here, I can just create Font Awesome here, and I just say I with class. It was BX search, if I'm not mistaken. BX search, and now I need to add my input here. My input, it has an ID input, type text, and placeholder. So what I can do here, I can just say input type text, placeholder search for a movie, and I need to give it an ID as well. And the ID is just to select it in JavaScript. ID, I will name it input. And voila. That's simply my element. So this part here is static. And the other part here, I will put all my poster here inside this image. I am using the same classes because I'm not planning to write the CSS. So I will go here and I'm gonna copy the CSS. But in your case, you need to use the CSS. Or you need to write your own CSS. Click. Voila. Now let's open it our live server. And as you can see, I have just these icons being styled, everything for now, it's fine. It's just I don't have my movies here, as you can see, and my image, my poster, my movie, and now I need to create it. Okay. So what will be the first step? Can anyone tell me what is the first step? What is the first step? I can't hear you. Data. So I can go to my data here, and my data, of course, it will be an object. So I can just say const data is equal to an object, and I need to export them directly. So exp, that's the shortcut for export default, and like that. Okay, where is my data? I can just go to the old repo and just copy the data. Let's click on this one. And they have data, as you can see, and I'm gonna just copy this data. Okay, voila. And now here, if I go here, I have to export, I need to remove one. Voila. So what are my data? As you can see, my data is an object. And then I have images, which is an array of object. What do I have inside each object? I have an ID, which will be the movie or the poster ID. I have data name, and data name here, I will use it, or maybe I will not use it. I can use it. Data name is just maybe sometime useful to add it as a class. Source here, that will be the source of my image. So it will be asset/spider.jpg. But the problem is I don't have the image here. So where are my image? I don't have them. What should I do? Well, I can go to asset here, and I can just copy all these images from here, or I can just download the whole folder here. So folder asset, I can just click on this one. Can I download it? Nope. But what I can do, I can download the whole repo actually. Image gallery. So I can just click here and I can go download zip. And download zip, of course, it will install it for me. So all I have to do now, I have to go to a download. And if I go to the download, like that, I have a zip and I just need to unzip it. And if I unzip it here, click, I will have my assets. That's what I'm interested in. And I can copy all these guys. So I say Control A, Control copy, and now I can go to my repo, which will be inside desktop, inside HYF Future, inside front end. It will be inside my fork, and it will be movies, and I need to go inside assets. And I can just paste all of them like that. After I did so, I'm gonna delete this one, I don't need it. Okay. Can you wait 10 minutes for a new project explanation? Well, of course, Goldkin. Of course I can wait. So I have different images as you can see here. Now, what do I want to do? I have my data, I have everything. So can anyone tell me now what's the DOM element I need? I need to define my DOM element. Of course, my DOM, it will be an object, as you know. Because DOM, it's equal to like that. And now I need to export it as a default. And now what DOM element do I need? Can anyone tell me? So first I will need the input because I need to take whatever the user input on it. And the second one, I will need the image container here or the images. Why? Because I need to add the image inside this container. So this container here, this div, it will include all the images. So I need just two elements. I need the input and I need images. ID input and ID here class images. So let's go. So here I just need the input, right? Input, and it will be document dot get element by ID, and the ID it will be input, as you know. And the second one I will name it images, although it's not a good naming, maybe poster it will be better. And it will be document dot query selector. Why query selector? Because I am using class. So if I go here again to my images, as you can see, the images is a class. And all I have to do, just use query selector and voila. Okay, that's my DOM element, that's fine. Now, if I go to my project, let's start with the event. If I go to my project, which was this one, notice what will happen. What is the event? What is the first event? So when I load my pages, as you can see, what is going on? So when I load my images, what do I see? I see all the images or all the posters. So what it will be the event here? Load. So I can use a load event. So I need to just go to the event here and I need to create a new file and I need to name it load event or any other event you would like to name it. It's fine. Now load event, of course, I need to create a function and I will name it load event. And load event here, it will take nothing from that. It's deleted. So that's my function here or my event and I need just to export it. So exp load event. Of course, my load event, I need to import it inside init. So I need to import load event inside init. And as you can see, I'm already importing it. So that's fine for now. Okay, now what should I do here in my load event function? Can anyone tell me what should I do? I cannot hear you. Window dot add event listener and the event is load. And I need to call my handler. What is my handler? What we should name it? Load handler. Of course, I don't have load handler. So now it will give me an error. So I need to import my load handler, right? Which I don't have. Import load handler from handler.load handler, which of course I do not have and I need to create. So let's go to the handler and let's create this one, which will be load handler load.js. Okay, const load handler. It will be an arrow function, as you can see. And I need directly to export it. Why do I need to export it? Why do I need to export my load handler? Because I'm using it inside the events. So I need to import it here. Handlers, load handlers, that's perfect. Okay, fine. So what should I do in the load handler? Can anyone tell me what should I do in the load handler? What's the first step? What do I need to import? I need to import my data and my DOM. So I will import my data, import data from, and of course it will be, I am inside the handler, so I need to go out and then I have data.js. I need to import my DOM as well. So say import DOM from dot dom.js, and that's what I want to. Okay, now what should I do? Somehow my data is it's an object. Inside this object, I have an array. I need to loop through this array item, and I need to create some DOM element, and then I need to append it to the images container, right? So I just need to say data dot images dot for each. What is for each? What is for each?
Method
Higher
function.
order function. Yeah, so take a function as a parameter. Now for each, I repeat it 13 times, at least 13 times. And I ask you more than 13 times, and still Goldkin is telling me I don't know what's for each. It doesn't make sense, really. How could you don't know what for each? I'm so disappointed on Friday, honestly, to be honest. Guys, it doesn't make sense. Either you are not studying anything, or you are not doing any exercises, or you are just wasting your time. It doesn't, how could you don't know what's for each? It's just like you saying you're going to place and say, we don't know, and they don't know my name. For each is not the basic, it's the basic of the basic. It's impossible to find a job if you don't know the basic. Very good if you don't know, or to master, we don't know how to master the basic of JavaScript. You need to master the basic at least to be able to find a job. And the basic is everything about array we studied, everything about separation of concern, everything about asynchronous programming. You need to know that just like your name. I'm not giving you something very complex. What I'm giving you so far, it's just the basic. Okay, for each. Now, of course, because I have an images, I can just a single of images. It will be one image, so I can just name it image, for example. An image, of course, it will be. What image it will be? What image it will be? Image here, what it will be? I'm sorry? It will be? It will be what? Guys, really does not need to go to data. I'm looping through image. That means one image, it will be an object. I mean, it's not to create a rocket. It's something really simple. Okay, let's log the image and see here in our browser. Let's just open this one. Okay, now if I open my DevTools and I go here to the console, and as you can see here, it log an object, of course. All of them are object, as you can see. So object, object, object. Of course, I have an ID, I have data name, maybe or maybe I'm not gonna use it, it depends. I have the source of the image and I have the title. Okay, that's fine. Now here, because I'm looping through my data, I need to create some DOM element. So what DOM element I need to create? Well, I can go to the old one here, and I can just see for each image, what do I need to create? Well, obviously for each image, as you can see, I need to create a div with class image box, and I need to give it the ID. The ID is coming from my data. And then I need to create create an image and create h6, which will be the title, and then I need to append these both inside this dev with class image box. Is the idea clear? So first, let's create image box, which will be a div. So I need to create. Okay, I can just name it image box const image box, which will be document dot create element, and the element is div. I need to add a class, and the class, it will be image box, as you can see. I need to give it an ID. How can I give it an ID? Image box dot ID. It will be equal to the image that will be my data, which is an object, as you can see, dot ID. So I need just to name it image dot ID. So now I give it a class, I give it an ID. What else do I need? I just need a class and ID, and the class must be image dash box. Is it image dash box? Yes. So I created this image box. Now I need to create my image. Of course, to create an image, I will just const. Notice here, this variable is called image. That's why I cannot name it image again. I will have an error. So what I need to do here, I need to give it another naming. So I can just name it img. It's equal to document dot create element, and the element, it will be image. I need to add source and alt. If I go to my data here, I do not have, so I do not, maybe I can use data name here as an alt, but it will be better just to use the title as alt, and the source of the image, I already have it. So it should be simple now. Load handler. So all I need to do here, it's just image dot source. So it will be src. It's equal to image, that's my data dot source. And the alt, I will use the title here because I don't have an alt. That's fine. Does image take any classes? Well, no, it does not take any classes, as you can see. And now I need to create h6 for the title. So let's create h6 for the title, as you can see. And I can just say const title. It's equal to document dot create element. And the element here, it will be h6. Voila. And now here, what do I need to do? I need to add the text inside the title, inside this h6. So I just say title dot inner text, or inner text like that. It's equal to image dot title. After I created my element, I create the image and title. I need to add both of them, append both of them to the image box. And in order to do so, I can just say image box like that. Dot append or append child. Why? Yeah, because I can append multiple children. Here I have two, so I'm appending first the image and the title. That's nice. After I created now, if I go to my website, of course, I will see nothing. Why? Because I'm not appending it to the DOM. So I need somehow to append it to the DOM. But how? Well, I just have say DOM dot. I already have images, and then I can just say dot append image box. And now if I go to my website, as you can see, that's mine, I suppose. Which one is mine? This one is mine. So if I go here and I refresh, voila, magic, as you can see. Of course, the functionality of this one still not working. So as you can see, it's not that complex. It's super simple, actually. Voila. Is the idea clear here? Why do I use? H6, it's just, you can use H1, H2, H3, H4. For me, I just use it because I think it's a little bit nicer here. I want it to be a little bit small. So there is really no logic behind it. It's just up to you what you use. I like to use H6. Why? Because as you can see, my image, I think it's a little bit nicer here. You can use if you want to H2 or 4, whatever. So no, there is no really logic behind that. It's up to you. Okay, now I have a slightly small problem. My handler here is very ugly. I need to make it a little bit nice. So can I create any util function from this handler? Can I create any util function? Can I create any util function? Indeed. So I cannot create any util function because there is no logic here, but I can create a component function. Why? Because simply the component function, as you can see, I'm just creating some DOM element as a function, which is responsible of creating DOM element, its component function. So what should we name it here? Well, let's name it create image, for example. So I'm gonna go to the component here and create a new file, and I will name it create image like that .js. Of course, to create image.js, all I have to do, I just have to copy all of that from here to here, cut it, and now go to the create image. Of course, create image must be a function. So I'll name it create image like that. And create image, I need to pass some data because let me show you why. As you can see here, I don't have the image data, so I need to pass it as a parameter here, like that. I name it image, yeah, MR, like that. Voila. What the hell? Why is not formatting? Well, it looks like my prettier is not working. Okay, fine. So as you can see in here, I need to pass an object data here. I have no other choice. Why? Because inside my function here, I need, as you can see, image, which is an object.id. I need image.source. I need image.title. So I have no other choice. I need to pass it as a parameter. And of course, after I create, as you can see, I create the image box, I create the image, I create the title, I append all to the image box. I need to do something here. What do I need to do? I need to return the image box. Why? Because I need to use it inside my handler here. So I need to append it to this element. And here, I don't have it here. So I need to return it. So let's go to my create image here. And all I have to do now, I just need to return image box. As you can see, of course, I need to export this function exp because I am planning to use it inside the handler. Now it becomes super simple. All I have to do now, I have to go to my handler and I need to import create image. Voila. And here create image function, remember it take a parameter, and this parameter here, it will be the data, and it's here actually, that's it. So now I can just pass my image like that. And of course, this create image function, it returns something. What does it return? A DOM element. And I need this DOM element. Why? Because I need to append it to the images here. So I just can save it in a variable. So I can just say const. I name it image box. Let's name it image box. Voila. And now here should be fine. Const image box. And as you can see, now it will be the same functionality, but my handler like that is much more beautiful, better. And voila. Clear? That's the first part of the project. It's the easiest actually. Now the second part, what we need to do, I need when I type something here, I need somehow to take this text, check if this text exists in the title of any movies. If it exists, I will keep the movie. If it does not exist, I need to remove the movie. Do you understand what I should do? So I need to take whatever the user input here, whatever the user type here, and then I need to check if this one is included in the movie title. If it's not included in the movie title, I need to remove the movie. If it's included, I need to keep it. What will be the event here? I know, but what type of event we are using here? We don't have event called typing. We have
change.
Sorry?
Filter.
On change.
We have key up, we have key down, and we have an input called input, by the way. So normally here, I want when I remove my hand from the keyboard. That's what we call key up. So when I'm typing and I remove from my hand from the keyboard, I want the event to be triggered. Remember, key up, that means each time I click on any key of the keyboard, the event, it will trigger. So let me just check the old movie. What event did I use? So I need to go to here, do the input. And of course, if I go to the input here, and I go to the event listener, and I'm using key up as well. So if you don't know what's the key up, you can just see here. I need to explain after that what's the difference between key up and key down and input, but for now it's okay. Key up event, JavaScript. So what's the key up event? If you go to the documentation here, what it's doing simply, as you can see, it's simply when I click on any key and I remove from my hand, immediately when I remove from my hand or my finger from the key, it will be triggered. So it just key up like that. It's similar to load, as you can see. The structure, it will be the same as load, but here the event is key up. So what should I do now? I should go to my event here and I can just create a new event and I need to name it what? Key up event maybe. Key up event .js. Voila. And of course I need to create my function. So I need to say const key up event, it's equal to, voila, something like that. Of course, now the key up event, I need to export it directly. Why? Because I need to import it where? Inside? Where I need to import it? Inside the init, all my event, I need to import them inside the init. So I can just import here, key up event, and of course I need to execute it here. Voila. Otherwise it will not work. All the event, you need to import them inside init and you need to execute them. So let's go to the key up event. So the key up event, okay, where I want to add this event? Can anyone tell me where I want to add this event? So where normally I want to add this event? In the input, indeed. So I need to add this event on the input here because the key up and the key down here, they normally on the input, we can put them. So I need somehow to get the input and then add event listener, which will be key up. And when, of course, I mean, when the key up happen, I need to trigger, I want to get this value here. That's all I need to do. Okay, fine. So now I will need the input, but where is the input? How can I get my input? Where is my input? Inside DOM. So here I need to import the DOM. Why? Because if I don't import the DOM, I cannot access the input. So I need to import the DOM first. And when I import my DOM, then I will say DOM dot, as you can see, input dot add event listener, and the event, it will be key up. So when I type C, I have key press, key down, and key up. I will explain later the difference between the two or the three. The difference between them is just matter of which one happened first. So it's just about part of milliseconds. That's the difference between them. But you need to understand all of them. So key up here, and then after that, yeah. Someone is down? Ah, okay. And here I need to trigger a function here. Voila. Now, what do I want to do here? Well, when the user key up, I want to trigger an event. Yeah, the event is key up. Now here, whenever the user does this event, which will just hold his finger from the key up, and now I want to execute my handler, which I don't have. I don't have this handler. I need to create it. And maybe I can just name my handler key up handler, for example. So let's go to the handler, or maybe I can name it filter images, whatever you want to call it. Here I can name it filter images. Filter images handler .js. Fine, I need to create it, of course. Const filter image. It's images plural, yes. Images handler. And now all I have to do, I just have to make it an arrow function. Voila. And of course, I need to export it. Why? Because I need to use it inside my event. Well, now this guy here, this handler need to receive something. What is this something? So I need to receive some value inside my handler here. Can anyone predict what will be this value? What will be this value? Indeed. So what the user input. So here, this value, I need this value. Why do I need this value? Because depending on this value, the user input, I will decide if I'm going to keep this image or not. So really, I need this value here. Okay, whatever the user input, I need it. I need to pass it to my handler. And then my handler, after that, it will decide to keep the image or not. Okay, but how can I get this value? How can I get this value? Can anyone tell me? Yes, Agnieszka. I need to go to my key app, of course. And here, what should I do? So let's give it a name. I will name it const. Let's name it value, for example. It will be equal to DOM dot input dot value. So I can grab the value from the input. On the input is a DOM element. It's an object because all DOM elements are object, and it has a lot of property. One of property is called value. And the value, it will give me whatever the user input in it. So all I have to do, I can just say DOM dot input dot value. And now here I can log it actually. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, fine. And now here I can just log it for you so you can see it. Fine, let's go here and let's to type something as you can see. Hey, Anani. Hey, how are you? I'm okay. I don't think Lizan is here. We can go upstairs. It's fine.
I'll be here until midday if you have questions for me.
Okay, let's try to type something and notice what's going on. Every time I type something, see, I have the text here, whatever the user input here. And notice this event is triggered every time I click on any key of the keyboard and I release it. So for example, if I'm gonna search for test, I can say T, so you have the T, E, S, T, as you can see. So it trigger every time I remove my finger from any key, this event will trigger, and the end, it will give me the value, as you can see. Is the idea clear? Okay, fine. Now I know how to get the value. That's nice. All I have to do now, I have to pass this value to my handler. And then my handler will decide if this value exists on the title of my movie. If they exist, it will keep my movie. If it does not exist, it will remove my movies. Is the idea clear? Yes? Okay. So let's call our handler, which I don't have. I need to import it here. So import, what was the name of my handler? Filter image handler. Voila. And now all I have to do, can I just put my handler like that here without this function, without this arrow function? Can I put my handler here? Yes or no? Why? Because in my handler, I need to pass a value. And this value here, it will be here, this value. I cannot, because here, if I put it here and I execute the function, it will happen immediately. That's not what I want to. In order to prevent that, I need to create an arrow function and then call my handler inside this function. Now, all I have to do, I can call my handler and I pass the value, and I can just remove this console, and voila, problem fixed. Now, after I defined my event here, all I have to do now, I can go to filter image handler, and here I will receive what? So and notice here in my handler, I am passing something, right? Value. What I will receive inside my handler function? I will receive the value. Guys, I'm calling my function, I'm executing my handler, and I'm passing value. That means when I create my function, I need to pass a parameter value. If I not pass it, doesn't make sense. So all I have to do now, I can go here and here I will receive the value. And to convince you, all I have to do here, let me log the value so you can see it. Log the value. And now, if I go and type, it will log the value for me. Notice, voila, see? So I'm receiving the value inside my handler. Well, that's fine, that's not bad. I'm getting the value, but what should I do now? How? So first now, before I filter anything, now the value here, could it be uppercase or lowercase or one of them or both? So whatever the user typing, could it be lowercase or uppercase or both maybe? So how many possibility do I have? As a user for me, can I type lowercase? Or can I type lowercase or uppercase? Or I can mix between them? Can I do that or not? Of course I can. So the user maybe will enter something uppercase or lowercase. So what could I do to make, how can I say it? I don't care what the user, if the user input here uppercase or lowercase. I need to find a solution to take the user input and convert it to maybe to lowercase. And when I convert it to lowercase, it doesn't matter if the user imported lowercase or uppercase. And also the title of my movie, I need all of them also to convert it to lowercase. Like that, if I convert the title of my movie to lowercase and the user input lowercase here, the case sensitive is not important. Why? Because if the user input something like uppercase, I will convert it to lowercase. And title of my movie, all of them are lowercase, so I will just check if it exists or not. I don't care about case sensitivity. Is the idea clear? So what I can do first, I can, before I do that, let me do something else. Oh, first, I need to have, like, how can I say it? I need to grab all my images. I need to grab all my images. Why? Because, for example, if whatever the user type does not exist in the title of the movie, I want to remove it. But how can I remove it? I don't have it. So first, I need to find a way to grab all my images. How can I grab all my images here? Sorry? Yes. So I can use query select. Come on, move. Okay, so now, as you can see, I have all my images and all of them have the same class, which is image box. So I can grab all of them using query selector all. And after that, now, of course, query selector all here, it will give me a node list. And after that, I can loop through all of them. And then I can check if whatever the user input, it's included inside the title movie, I will keep it. If not, I need to remove it or hide it or do something. Okay? Is it clear what I'm trying to say or not? It's look like I'm explaining a rocket. So the first step, I need to select all these movie, right? So let's try to select them. What's the class? It's image box. So how can I select all my movie? I can just say const, let's name it images or poster. It's equal to document dot query selector all, and here it will be image box. Now here, of course, I'm grabbing all my images, and I will have a node list. A node list, it's not an array, but it has a property or a method on it called for each. So I can use for each on it. How can I use for each on it? How can I know? Well, I can just type images dot for, and as you can see, I have for each. So I have for each, and now I will have an image like that. Can anyone tell me what the image will be here? What do you think the image will be here? Sorry? Object? It is an object. Of course it's an object, but what it is? Is it data? Is it DOM? Is it... what will be my image here? It will be simply a DOM element. Why? Because I'm selecting all the images box. All of them are DOM element. I'm selecting them. That means when I loop through them, I will have one DOM element. And to convince you, I can just log it. So let's just log it here, log the image, and now notice what will happen. If I go to my console, I refresh it like that. And see, so as you can see, it's logging them, and all of them are DOM element, as you can see. All of them are div with class image box with ID different depending on the movie, as you can see. Is it okay? Fine. Now, because let me actually type something here. Now, as you can see, this DOM element, it has a div with class image box ID 17. I am curious about this one. I want this one. I want the title. Why do I want the title? Yes, so I need the title because whatever the user input, I need to check if it's inside the title. If it's inside the title, I will keep this DOM element. If it's not, I need somehow to remove it. Is the idea clear now, Agnieszka? So I have my DOM element here. So what I can do now, I can select this guy, which is H6. Why? Because I want this guy here. I want the shooter or the title of the movie. But how can I get the title of the movie? Can anyone tell me how can I get the title of the movie? Well, I can simply say const title, for example, const title. Remember, I am looping through all the movies. Remember that. Const title, it will be image, which is my DOM element. What property or what method we have on the DOM element which allow us to select an element inside it? Can I use get element by ID? Can I use a get element by ID? No, why?
Yes.
There is no idea.
No. Get element by ID exists only on the document. Only on the document, which is the biggest object in the DOM. So I can just only say document dot get element by ID. That's it. Because the ID need to be unique on all the document, on all the page. But if I have a DOM element, I want to see if there is something inside it, I can simply use query selector. So query selector does exist in any DOM element, and I can use it. So here I can just say query selector. Not all, just query selector. What do I want to select? What do I want to select? I want to select what? The H6. What do I want to select? The H6. What should I pass here? Dot as a class or hash as an ID or just a tag? Just a tag, H6. Guys, query selector, we can use it in many different ways. We can use it to select a class, and I need to say dot, the name of the class, or even I can use it to select an ID. It must be hash and the name of the whatever ID here, or I can either use it to select an DOM element like tags. And here's the tag I want to, it's H6 because my title is H6. And now what do I want from H6? I want inner, what do I want? Inner text. Voila. And now here, if I log the title, it should give me, just a second. Now, if here I log the title, it should give me the title of the movies. So if I look this one, image is not defined. Where is the image? Because it's not image, it's images like that. Second, I'll be with you, second. And as you can see here, see, let's give me all the title of the movie. That's what I want to. What's the question here? Yeah, it was a mistake actually. Here it shouldn't be IMG, but it should be image. Or maybe I can rename it if I want to here. Maybe I can name it IMG. It doesn't matter really. It's just a naming. Voila. So img.query selector, remember again, query selector, I can use it with any DOM element. Any DOM element. To check if there's anything inside, I can use query selector, but get element by ID, I am not allowed to use it, except I just can use it only with a document. Why? Can anyone tell me why? I did explain it a few times. Why I can use get element by ID only with a document? Because it must be unique. It must be in my whole document, in my whole page, the ID must be unique. So JavaScript need to make sure that scan everything and it does not have duplicate ID. Is the idea clear? Okay, now I got the title of the movie. So what should I do here? Well, it's simple. I need to take the value, convert it to lowercase, and I need to take the title of the movie, also convert it to lowercase, because as I told you, the case is not important for me. And here is the title of the movie. As you can see, I have a lot of uppercases. So what should I do? I can put a condition here. I can just say if, yes, if title dot to lowercase, because I want to make it lowercase, yeah, dot includes, if it include the value to lowercase, and of course to lowercase here it's a method, so I need to execute it. So if, as you can see, if the title, of course I'm converting the title to lowercase because there's some party here which are uppercase. I'm checking if the title include whatever the user type. If it's included, but here at both of them I convert it to lowercase because I don't care about uppercase or lowercase. I'm just care about if whatever the user type is included exists inside my title. If it is exist inside my title, what should I do? And if it does not exist, what should I do? Hmm?
Show it.
So if it exists, I should show it, but it's already there.
No, hide the other.
Yeah, so here I can do nothing, for example, or here I can do nothing here, just say else. For now, I can just say else. I need to hide it. So my element here is image, which is DOM element. I can just say dot styles, or I can just add a class, add class list dot add class list dot add hidden. I will now create a class called hidden. I go to my CSS, and I need to create a new class called dot hidden for now. And dot hidden, I will just display none, just so I don't show it. Voila. Do you think that will fix the problem or not?
So you can see inside your console, you can console log it, but you need to render it to your image container.
Yeah, just a second, I cannot hear you, sorry. What's the problem?
You need to render it to your image container.
But it's already rendered, everything is there already. This. Okay, now if the title exists, I can just say image. I can remove hidden. I can just say image.classlist.remove hidden, and the other one I will add hidden, like that. So if whatever the user type to lowercase included to the title.lowercase, then I'm gonna remove class hidden, else I will get class hidden, and hidden of course does not show the element. Let's try to test it. Let's just say Joker, for example, Joker, voila, it's working actually. If I do that, it show me everything, right? And if I type, for example, Spider-Man, notice the case is not important. If I type lowercase or uppercase, it doesn't matter. Spider, because it's spider like that. So I have Spider-Man actually, voila. And now if I remove it, voila, I have everything. Cool. Okay. Let's try to do something else. Let's, for example, type something does not exist. I have nothing here. So what I want to do now, if the user types something and I have no at all, I have nothing, I should add, for example, maybe a small message which say no poster exists or no movie exists. And our project will be done. Of course, that's the easiest lazy way. That's not the best way to do it. Why? Because simply I'm hiding and I'm showing the element. The real way to do it, I need to store all the DOM element inside an array. And after that, I need to look through them all the time and check if it exists or not. If it exists, I need to append it. If it does not exist, I need to remove it. But first, I want to show you this one. I want you to finish this one. And after that, I'll show you the second way. Because if I'm going to explain the second way for you now, you will just escape from the class. Okay? Is the idea clear like that? Okay, I think it should be super simple, as you can see. So what I'm doing here, well, I'm just grabbing the title for each movie here. I'm just saying image.query selector h6 inner text. I'm grabbing the inner text. I'm checking if whatever the user passed to lowercase included inside the title lowercase. If it does, I will remove class hidden. If it does not, I will add class hidden. And now, for example, if I say Joker, notice what will happen. If now Joker like that, if I go to my DOM element here, notice all my image exists there actually still. See, they are there. That's not a good practice for now. It's okay, keep it this way, but that's not a good practice. The best practice is if it does not include it, I need to remove it from the DOM. And we will learn it later. Don't worry for now. As you can see, it's only keep my image box with ID 2. Why? Because the title is Joker, but the other one just add class hidden to all of them. Simple. So now what do I want to do? Well, I need to find some way, something here. I need to see if there is no movie or poster, I need to just show an image, or I'm sorry, I need to show just a text, for example, say no image found or no poster found. But if there is anyone, just even one image, I need to remove this text. So how can I fix this problem? Anyone has any idea? What should I do? Sorry? No, actually, this one is one condition. I'm finished from this one. I need to go to another one. Here I can just say check if no movies found, then show message. Voila. So what I need to do here, I will need to check if the parent, the guy here, is this guy here, if it's children, the number of the children of the images. If it has no children, that means I have no images, right? What do I mean by that? So if I go to these images, that's the parent of all image, right? This guy here is the parent of all images, right? So it has children. How can I see the children? Well, I will just select the element and say those children. And it will give me an array. It's not really an array, it's just HTML collection. So it will give me some element here. Children, it will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I have 0 children, that means I have no movie inside to show. If it's 0 children, then I will show my message. But if it's not 0 children, I need to remove the message. Cool? Yes, no? Do you understand the idea? So let's try to check it here. So what I can say, I can just say const children, for example, now. Children. So how can I select the children? Well, I will just document go to a query selector. No. I can just use the parent of them. How can I use the parent of them? Where is the parent of them? Where is the parent of all images? It's inside the DOM, right? Yes, no? So I can just now import my DOM from DOM like that. And now here, what instead of doing this guy here, I don't want to use this one here. I can just say DOM.image.children. Now, if I log it, notice, if I log it, children.length, it will tell me, or maybe a children. So children here, it will HTML collection. If I say links, it will tell me how many. So let's go here. And now let's type Spider-Man, for example. If I say Spider-Man, so it's telling me I have 18 children. Actually, that's a problem. Because in reality, it's not 18 children. The problem, it is 18 children. Why? But I'm hiding them. You get the point. So in reality, I'm not removing the children at all, as you can see. I'm just hiding the children here. What do you think I can do? Is there any solution for that? Okay, what I can do, I have the children, right? I can somehow convert the children to array. and then loop through them and check how many does not have the class hidden. Because if it has a class hidden, I don't need it. But if one of them does not have class hidden, that means there is one element. I think it will be over complex doing it this way. Okay, fine. Let's just do it the other way, because if we're gonna save the element, it will be much easier. Don't implement this one for now. Just do this one, what I told you here. So if I say Joker, it should show me Joker. Notice here something. If I remove here, it will show me all the images like that. Any question about the project? Do not show the message for now. I will show you the other way, when we just store the DOM element and loop through them, because it will be much easier. Okay? Question?
One function to test.
Just a second. Why Prettier is not working, I don't know. Yes, what's the question? There.
To test it. We have only one function to test it.
No, who told you one function? So yeah, so what you have actually, you have one component function. That's it, because just I'm trying to create a movie, but you have two events, as you can see, one event, two event, and you have two handler. Voila.
Yeah, but we can test it.
You can?
We just can use test on the one function. We can create other function we can test.
Yes, it's just one function for the component. What's the question?
That was my question. So in this project, we need to test just one function.
Yes, which will be just the component function. But I told you before, we only test component function and util function. You don't have any util function, so we not test anything.
Okay.
The component function you have one, that means we need to test one function on it. Okay? Any question about the project? Of course, after you finished, I'm gonna teach you the other way, which will be the most used one in practical life, because in practical life in your website, you shouldn't actually hide and show the element here. That's not the best way to do it, actually. The best way, I'll teach you later, you need to store all the DOM element you create in an array, and after that loop through them and then append or remove. But this, for now, that's okay. If you build this one for now, it will be good. Any question?
What is the name of second project?
What is the name of the project?
Second project, what is the name of?
What is the name of the second project?
The other project. It will be grocery bot. So grocery bot, it will be just like to-do list. You can just write stuff, add stuff, remove stuff, edit stuff, and delete stuff. Is that okay? Any question before you start building the project? Of course, I give you the easy version. To be honest, there is, I mean, it's not the most practical one, but for you, it will be the easier one. That means when you are done, I'll show you the other way also. It's just some modifications. That's it.
Because we have only 2 days, yes?
When you finish this project, I'll show you the other way.
So it will be,
In
because
2
we have
days.
2 days, today and tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow, because today I have a really bad headache and I cannot concentrate. I'm really in bad mood. So let's save it for tomorrow.
Will you upload the video?
Sorry?
Will you upload the video?
Yes.